Hello, beautiful souls. Thank you guys so much for joining me here, and welcome to my table. Pull up a chair, my friends. I did save you a seat. So, let's get into your message here, collective friends. I did have a little bit of a message that came through in meditation, and then piece this together with some oracle cards to get a pretty solid message here, and I'm intrigued to pursue this a bit further. Looks like we are talking about breaking out of prison. Breaking out of prison, okay? Prison break. Um, Whoever this message is for, this is a general message, you guys, so please keep that in mind. You're very intelligent. Use your head, heart, and intuition to decipher if this is for you. I don't mean literal prison. Potentially, for some of you, I don't know if you're watching this reading, if you're in prison right now, but this concept of like, what is the key, or where is the key? How do we break free from this prison? What is this prison? What got us here? Who, what, where, when, why, how, right? And breaking the spell is something that came through. So let's get into this a little further. I was also shown a symbol that I channeled a bit ago in a Leo reading last year, actually. So I will show that to you guys as well. Start there? Okay, we'll start with the symbol. So we'll start with the symbol. So this is called dynamic fertility. You guys can pause the video here to draw it out, and I'll give you instruction on how to utilize this as well. So dynamic fertility. And I'm trying to... I've been having some issues with these cards getting bleached out or washed out. So hopefully this is showing correctly. Dynamic fertility. So what is this for? This is to provide growth, or to encourage growth in all areas. So wherever it is that we're wanting growth or needing growth, this helps us to experience that. The instructions on how to utilize this symbol. So once you draw it out, I was given to just watch. This is something that you can either look at physically while you have on a piece of paper in front of you, you're sitting down, focusing on somewhere you want to grow, or exploring that area of where is it that I need growth? Where is it that I need to experience growth? How the hell do I get out of this prison, right? You can also imagine this in the mind's eye. It does, I do notice with this symbol, it does kind of, well, all of them sort of move if you focus on them, but this does have kind of like a rotating effect to it. So feel free to utilize that if you guys would like to, a little bit of help in growth, wherever it is we need to grow. So getting into the oracle cards here to start, I was guided towards, what is this called? Talisman Oracle deck here. Mindfulness is what came through. So this is a perfect extension to what we're already talking about here as far as this prison, breaking out of this prison, finding the key. What's the key, right? Peter McAllister, the father. The key is found here in stillness, in mindfulness. The book encourages us to imagine the praying mantis when we're having a hard time maybe being still or finding that stillness. There's a lot that's going on right now, and there's a lot that will continue to go on. There is always a requirement here as we're seeking peace for us to put in the effort to find our own peace, which looks like coming back to the present moment. No matter what's happening, it doesn't solve everything, but it allows us to tap into our true power, which is in the present moment, because every other moment doesn't exist, okay? I was actually, was it a YouTube video I was watching or a headline somewhere? I've been saying this for years, but, like past, future, I feel like time happens all at the same time. And there's some new evidence coming out, or theories that are coming through in quantum sciences that are stating that time is like a layered effect rather than something that's linear. I feel like we're onto something here. In the present moment, we can choose any moment. As we're trying to seek something in the future or something in the past, we're visualizing this as if we need to put our energy out somewhere, when in reality it's all right here. Right here, right meow, right? Okay, so let's get into this a little bit further. 444 on the timer. Love it. Support, angelic support. So 3 cards did come through here in the Wild Unknown archetype deck. The gem here to start, the inner treasure, and then the maiden. Ooh la la. This is where I'm getting breaking the spell. Okay, I'll come back to these in a second. The healer as well. So the Lightworker, the gift of the old soul. With the healer here to start, this I feel like is a process of remembering our ability to heal, that we are the healer, we are the light worker. What does that mean? Well, can anybody be a light worker? Why, yes, they can. We come here from light, right? We come from the light. We're experiencing this dual reality. We forget as we come down here many, many things. One of them being, well, that we are a healer, that we can heal ourselves, others. So getting out of our own way here, I feel like, to remember this. There's some sort of force, or it kind of feels like spell. Like I was saying, break the spell. It feels like a self-inflicted spell even, that's keeping us stuck somewhere, this prison effect. It's keeping us from remembering who we are. Remember, Simba. Remember who you are, okay? The maiden, back to this here, breaking the spell of your own life. Return to innocence. Return to innocence. Hi, hi, hey, oh, hi, hi, hi. If you remember that song. Back in the good days. So this innocence, this is where I feel like, so the maiden to the mother, this transition from the maiden to the mother is a transition that tends to come with it things that get pushed aside. Things aren't worked through, habits, desires, dreams that are put on hold, becoming the mother. I feel like there's this section of time, and this doesn't have to be just female, but this transition from like innocence, childhood to more adulthood, right? There's something that's gotten hidden, locked away, or forgotten in this transition that still needs to come up because it needs or wants to be expressed. So this is the component I'm feeling like even that component of experience is what's been locked in prison, or we are feeling imprisoned, we're feeling stuck because there's this part of us that we're having a hard time tapping into. We can feel it there, but we can't like see it. And then the gem. My gems, we're almost coming up on gem season. And happy birthday, Tauruses, as well. Happy birthday, Tauruses. The inner treasure here, the inner light, this is what's guiding us to our true self, our purpose, our dharma. This, I feel like, has also gotten lost here in whatever's being stuck in this transitory experience between the maiden and the mother. Okay, so let's get into this a little bit further, you guys. Where do we want to go here? The animals. Wild Unknown Animal Archetype deck. The path here for my friends. What is going on at this time? We need to focus on. Yay! Okay. The Phoenix. The Phoenix. We do have the sea serpent here at the bottom as well. So this sacral chakra, the sacral chakra. Interesting, this would be kind of that mother energy too. Sexual, creative energy. Being that we're talking about this transition from the maiden to the mother, that component that's been lost or pushed aside. Love that that's on the bottom here. So Phoenix, though, coming through. This is the root chakra. This is this process of burning through karma. So we're in this place right now, and this is what we're doing here, right? We're working through karma. We're all stuck here in the wheel of samsara, and we're paying off karma, okay? This behavior, I feel event. Okay, there could have been an event in your life here that's caused even a need to maybe push something aside, to hide it away for some reason. It's just too hard to look at. But this feels like something we've attempted in multiple lives to get back to this place of remembering. Like we get to the end of the life and then go through our review and we're like, God, I was going to remember this time, right? I was going to remember. So we're going to remember this time, okay? Things are hard. Things are crunchy because we're burning through karma. This energy that's moving up from the root chakra through the sacral, through the solar plexus, it's not a comfortable experience. But it's that comfort that we're all seeking that causes us to forget in the first place. The act of remembering is to allow ourselves discomfort, okay? What is blocked here at this time in this path? Dolphin. So, a little bit of creative intelligence here. The dolphin is also symbolic of fun, kind of a good balance between, um, I get kind of like spending from a money standpoint here, to be intelligent about resources. It doesn't have to just be money, but to be intelligent about resources. That balance that is in everything. It's important to have fun. It's important to also build a life, right? Build security where we don't feel that maybe we see security around us. We work to build that for ourselves. Okay, what is it that we need here? What does this person need right now? I hope the camera caught that. That was a cool little tailspin. The deer is what comes out. Oh, deer. This is the divine feminine principle. So I do feel like, as we're talking about coming into the present moment to break free from this restrictive place, to allow, as we're talking about remembering, whatever's been sequestered away that we still need to experience or want to experience, it doesn't want to be there. It's working to bring itself back into the light. I get this this feeling of like we're keeping ourselves so busy because there's a fear over what it is that we see when we're not. What is coming up when we sit, right? When we rest. There's something we're running from there in regards to being present. In order to be present, we need to take a second to rest, right? Okay, let's get into tarot, you guys. Which deck do we want to do? Crows. The crows. Crow tarot. All right, Spirit. Let's move a little bit further along here in this message. Can we get a little more information on the prison itself? What is this prison, or what does it look like? How did we get here? What is this prison? Then we'll look at how we got here. Queen of Wands. Hey. So confidence, inner authority, our authenticity. So what does this prison look like? Well, we're keeping ourselves away from this energy, from being in alignment with our true purpose, with our true self, because there's something there that we don't want to see. I feel like this isn't necessarily trauma. It could be trauma, always trauma, right? Could always be trauma. This feels like missed dreams kind of thing. If only I were younger, this is what I would do, is kind of what I feel. That needs to be examined at some point, whether it's something that we're going to take on this Queen of Wands energy and do something about it. Do something with our damn lives, right? Brush it off and give it another try, or we need to grieve it and bury it, right? So that we can move forward. Either way, we need to make a decision. So the prison here is like encapsulating our ability to feel confident, to feel ourselves, to feel our purpose. Okay. How do we get here? How did we get here? How the hell did we get here, Spirit? Okay, yeah. Three of Swords here at the bottom. Heartbreak, loss, stormy emotions. I do feel like when we're talking about the maiden moving to the mother here, this isn't necessarily a process that we control. Like if we want to look at time with all of that, it's a transition that we all have to make at some point. We all have to cut the apron strings from our mother, right? We all have to go out into the world to see what's possible, to make a life for ourselves. Four of Pentacles is what came out here as far as how did we get here. This is, that's what I was saying here with the Three of Swords. Grief. There's a grief that can't be spoken. There's grief that happens when we do transition, when we do change. And this feels like there's a need to pay attention to that, to give those emotions or things that could never be. Like I think about whether this is a certain kind of career. You wanted to be a dancer, or you wanted to have kids and And these things, for whatever reason, life has said this is not possible anymore. Those need to be grieved. We have to grieve what could never be. That was a part of our desire, or else we're stuck. So this key could be grief. Interesting. We'll get into that a little bit further. How we got here. The Four of Pentacles. So there is this, and this is an interesting deck actually with the imagery. The two pentacles, instead of being here at the bottom, they've brought it up to their chest. So there's this miser activity with the Four of Pentacles. This is our stability, security foundation. Money, though, specifically here, it could be either hoarding or giving too much of it away. Either way, I feel like interrupting the flow here, interrupting the flow of security. We've become interesting. We've become the prisoner and the guard. Okay, we put ourselves here in this prison-like state. Why? Why? I'm gonna actually want two of these. Why did we do that? What did we learn? Why did we do that? Why did we put ourselves here in prison? Ooh. Okay. Pin to start, new job, career. So there could have been something that, like we were forced to grow up, right? As I'm talking about money specifically, this is a factor of reality. It requires money to exist, which sucks, but it is also the reality right now. So I can see that, maybe there was a need to get a job after college, or you're moving out of your parents, something like that. There was a need to like grow up here. And I'm putting this in quotes if you're not watching. There's a need to grow up in some way. And these things happen. We do have to take great leaps from time to time where we don't get to think as much as maybe we'd like to, right? It feels like you sacrificed a lot of your innocence here to just do what it is that you had to do or felt that you needed to do. Teardrops, great personal sorrow. So there is definitely something here that was unbearable emotionally. There could have been a loss for some of you. I don't feel like this is for very many of you, but a loss towards your foundation in the way of parents or caregivers, your caregivers growing up. Yeah, I feel like somebody lost a parent. Okay, let's keep going here. Anything else on... I want to look at this teardrops a little bit more here, the sorrow. Any advice towards the sorrow, please? Or anything that we need to know? Anything we need to know about sorrow? Ooh, it's time to transition, you guys. Yeah, Eight of Cups here at the bottom, too. To walk away from something, to leave something behind. Or to not. Feeling like something's missing when there isn't something missing. Six of Swords here. This is a transition. So I feel... couple different ways here. That sorrow, like I said, could have lost a parent, need to grow up in some way, get a job, whatever. There was something that was sacrificed in order to make this transition. We're back in a place here where, in order to let ourselves out of this prison, we have to sacrifice something again to make this transition. And I feel like the sacrifice is this hair, like in my eye here. Okay. I feel like the sacrifice is the comfort, like I was talking about in the beginning. To forget is comfortable, right? Ignorance is bliss. So the sacrifice is that veil of remembering or forgetfulness, excuse me. Okay. Spirit, I want to know how. I want to know. I want to know how we get out of this prison. Starseed. Can we talk about moving out of this prison, please, Spirit? The Cosmic Heart. Devotion, potency, and make your life a moving prayer. So I do feel like we're being reminded here that back to the heart, always back to the heart. Passion, what is it that you do feel passionate about? And I'd wager that there's something here that between the transition that was stuck in the shadow that you have a passion for. Um, if you can't approach it in the capacity that you always desired, how can you still participate in it? And what I mean by that is, well, they say like those who can no longer do teach. I don't mean that in a negative way at all, because we need people to teach, right? We need people to teach. If there's something about a dream of yours, a passion that needs to be shifted so you can still participate in it where you are in life right now, do that. That I feel like is a form of self-sabotage too. Like that all or nothing, if I can't have this, then I can't have any of it. And why? Why? Why does it need to be that way? This devotion is to yourself, which is the divine. Okay? It's the same devotion. If you find yourself honoring, devoting, respecting, giving love to the divine and not to yourself, then you're not actually giving that to the divine. Allow yourself to step back into where you feel passionate, okay? 10 of Cups here, yes. That connection to the divine. This happy community family life happens because we're connected to the divine. We have that healthy connection. We're led to those who also have that healthy connection that are meant for us. Okay, anything more here on the cosmic heart, please, Spirit? Queen of Pentacles and the World here at the bottom. This is a big shift that's available and coming out of this stuck feeling. This isn't actually a stuckness, okay? I feel very like Eight of Swords energy. We have gotten ourselves stuck here. And I know there could be a lot of arguments about, oh, well, this person, this, that, life, this, blah, blah, blah. Blah, 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 right? Blah, blah, blah. Blah, 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 blah. I understand. I do. The reality is that we all have situations in our life that we are required to respond to. And how we respond to that is what dictates where our life goes. If we're not in a place where we're taking ownership in any way, then, well, you're gonna be stuck in prison. You're gonna have bad time. Straight to jail, okay? So try something different here and work on the choices that we make. Queen of Pentacles is what came through here. There's an abundance. There is a multiplication that's available in what we're doing if we make the choice to participate in this. The fertile energy is there. We still have to work with it. Just like any tarot, none of this is showing up on your doorstep from Amazon saying, well, Zachary said this is coming. This energy is present, but we still have to own it. We still have to work with it. Okay? I want to look at the key. The key is feeling like something very important here too. An animal first. The key. What is the key? How do we unlock the door to the cell here? What is the key? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. All of the eggs. Get a frying pan. Cosmic egg is what came out here, but golden egg here at the bottom as well. Golden egg here is the heart chakra. The unstruck sound. I'm brought back again to this transition period where you let things go. Or not let things go, you just shoved them in a corner because you had to get shit done somewhere. And you're like, I'm going to come back to that. But we never came back to it. But it's like keeping us captive here in a moment, okay? Cosmic egg. This is the crown chakra. Connection to the divine. What is the key? I love this. Especially with the third eye here as we bring this energy up. And we had the phoenix. So we're starting burning through some karma. As we're bringing the energy up, we hit the third eye. This is the seat of God. And then we head up into the heavens. So the key here is that connection, is to be fully engaged with the energy of the ether, of the divine around us and within us, understanding that it's no different. Interesting. What I'm seeing is this, what do you call that? Like the sliding gate of a jail cell. It's kind of popping in and out. So we're sitting in the jail cell. If you want it to be there, it's there. If you don't want it to be there, it's not there. This block that we're experiencing is completely self-imposed in this message here, okay? And I'm talking about the dreams, aspirations, things we wanted to do in this transitory space from childhood to adulthood, okay? We are the only ones that can chase our own dreams, right? It's beautiful. It would be nice to have somebody come give everything to us, but at the same time, not really, right? I just don't feel like it would have the same sort of weight, right? It wouldn't be the same sort of experience. What else here, please, with the cosmic egg as far as the key goes? And I am going to do an extended on this, you guys. Links will be in the description of the video. You can buy that individually or on the 3rd tier of membership. It'll be in a pinned comment as well. So the key, 10 of Wands, comes through here. There is a pressure that's building. Maybe you've been experiencing pressure too. Sinus, head. I guess it would kind of be sinuses back here too. Anywhere in the head here. It feels like this energy is, well, naturally, it's wanting to connect here, right? Naturally. But like I said, we're kind of getting in our own way here. We're putting that door in front of us and accusing another the guard, right? You're keeping me stuck here, but we're also the guard. So this pressure's building up, but we're coming to a point where we can release that pressure. We can start back to the Ace of Wands, where there is creativity, there is an abundance of energy, a whole new journey, a whole new world. Temperance here at the bottom is what was showing. So, there we go. Temperance here, alchemy. We're taking one thing and turning it into another. Again, we have to engage in this process. It doesn't just happen. In doing this, though, hope is renewed. A new day starts. Anything else there on the 10 of Wands? The Fool. 8 of Swords here. There it is. There's that 8 of Swords. This is the prison that we're in, okay? We can get ourselves out of here. So the Fool coming through as far as the key, too. Return to innocence. Return to innocence. Oh, my gosh. I'm going to have to go listen to that song now. I do love it. Return to innocence, you guys. The Fool is naive. This is the start of our journey. I do feel like there is a fear of looking like a fool or being the fool, especially depending on, maybe you're looking back on some of these passions and going, what a stupid childhood dream, right? Don't do that. Don't do that. And maybe, you will be a fool, right? If this has any sort of weight, if it matters at all to you or to anyone else, of course you're going to look like a fool to somebody. That's how it goes. That's how it goes. So take that as a sign that you're exactly where you need to be. You're right on the right track, okay? I'm going to pull a Medicine Heart Oracle here for you guys and then move into the extended. So last message here for my prison pals. Oh my gosh, last message here, please, Spirit. She-Wolf. She-Wolf of the South. Ah, woo! 36. Your past can be a source of beneficial wisdom gleaned through experience rather than a stifling burden of regret, recrimination, and rumination. Oh my gosh, perfect. Acknowledge your heroic heart and the strength of will that has seen you through to this moment. Past disappointments need not undermine your confidence in living a more beautiful and healed life. Your experiences of respect, peace, and love are well-deserved. Embrace them fully. Oh, I love it, you guys. What a perfect little tie-up. Okay, I'm going to move into the extended if you want to join me there. I would love to see you. If not, thank you guys so much for joining me here, and I hope this message is helpful. I do have private readings and spots available in my personal mentorship program. If you're looking for a little bit more of a deep dive into some personal spiritual work for yourself, I'd love to help you out. Links are in the description as well as pinned comment. PayPal links are there too if you feel called to donate to the channel. I appreciate those who do. Couldn't do this without you. Wouldn't do this without you. All right. Please like, share, comment, subscribe as well if this resonated. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you all very soon. Be well.